Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a video where I will show you how to modify your faction in Nexerelin. So what we've got here, first of all, is my Star Sector folder with my Java, my VM programs, my backups, mods. These are the mods I've got for Season 7. What I've created extra here is a fresh version of Nexerelin, so I can show you what it's done. When you do it, you do it in your normal version. This is my test version just to show this off. So you go into your Nexerelin folder, go into Data, World, Factions, then you open up faction player_npc.faction. This is the faction file for your faction. And as you can see here, it says ID, player NPC, the color at the moment with, I'm assuming, is RGBA. I'm not sure. Display name followers, display name with article the followers, display name long, players followers, and so forth. And this is where you change what you need to change. So if I was to set this up to be the Knights of Nautilus, here we go. So display name is short. This is a short display name. So display name short for me is Nautilus. Nautilus. For example, so they can say the Nautilus agents, for example, as opposed to the Knights of Nautilus agents. So it's just the shortened version. Then you have the display name with the articles. You can put the followers. You could say the Nautilus, but to my ears that didn't sound right. So what I did, I just put Knights of Nautilus here. So you could have, for example, Nautilus being the short name for the faction. Then when it's talking about the agents, for example, it can say the Nautilus agents or the Knights of Nautilus agents, depending what it's pulling from the file. I put Nautilus there, I put Knights of Nautilus there. Display name long, the full name of the faction, Knights of Nautilus. Display name with article, the Knights of Nautilus. It can be the same things there, that's not a problem. Whatever works right for you. If what you really wanted to do, you could just put, for example, you could actually just put display name there, and then display name with article there, just put A, B, C, or whatever, so you know always what it's pulling from. Now, is or are. This basically relates to whether your faction is, if the name of your faction deals with a singular or plural entity. The Knights of Nautilus is plural, so the Knights of Nautilus are something. The Knights of Nautilus are my faction. The Knights of Nautilus are really funny guys. The Knights of Nautilus are the best faction in the world. If you had, say, for example, a faction called the Drax Corporation, the Drax Corporation is something. So you would change that to is. It all depends on what plurality your faction name is. The Knights Templar are. The Exigency Corporation is. The Hegemony is. The Tritachyon is. The Mayorit are. The Mayorit could be are or is, depending on how it's worded, I suppose. Entity name prefix. For me, I just put Nautilus again. Logo and crest is what you want your art to be. I will cover that in a second. I want to finish up here. Ship name prefix. ISS, KNS. I'm not sure if there's a size limit to how big this can be, but I do know there's a size limit in the game of how long a ship name can be after you change it. So I keep it at 3, personal preference. Description, you can put a description down here if you want. I haven't managed to have much success with this. I actually changed this. I actually have my description set up for Knights of Nautilus, but it doesn't seem to turn up in the game. Oh well. You can set up any illegal commodities here. I'm not sure what the wording on that is, but I'm assuming it's not hard to find out. This is the other one. This is the big one. Show in Intel tab. A lot of people were asking me, how do I get my own faction to turn up in the Intel tab? And that's over here. You put that and you go that to true. You shouldn't have to, really, but I did it for my own peace of mind, and so I could just click somewhere and know exactly who are my friends and who are my enemies. Boom, there we go, done. Show in Intel tab true. Then here you have all the portraits your captains can have. All the portraits your captains can have. Again, if you knew what you were doing, you could probably alter this a lot easier. And then here we go. The last thing I've messed around with, or I could mess around with, is custom. We have here, ignore trade with enemies for reputation. If this is set to true, they'll ignore trade with enemies for reputation purposes. If it's false, if you trade with enemies, you will lose reputation with your own faction. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea to turn this off, because I'm not sure how the game would handle your own faction being hostile against you. I'm not sure. Maybe it would handle it fine. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Allows transponder off trade. If this is true, you can trade with your own faction with your transponder off. If it's off, you need to keep your transponder on if you're trying to trade with your home planets or any planets you capture. Offers commissions again. Does your faction offer a commission that you can join? Can you join the faction military of your faction? Which, I haven't really messed around with it, because I guess one upside would be that you have, for example, you would get paid for enemies you kill, but maybe that would restrict what you could do with other things. It would probably restrict what friends you could make. I don't think commissions are a good idea with your own faction, but you may try it to something differently. As long as you have a backup, mess around with it to your heart's delight. It's really hard to screw this up, and if you do, have a backup. Always have a backup. Also, you can change color if you want. I haven't really messed around with this, because the standard color is fine for me, but I'm assuming if this is RGBA, you can mess around with this. Keep this at 255, put that 00, and have a bright red faction. Confuse yourself with pirates every single time. That's all done. Brilliant, fantastic. Now, logo and crest. Graphics, factions, player flag 2. Now, which graphics, factions, player flag 2 is this talking about? It's talking about, you have to go to Star Sector main folder, go into Star Sector core in the main folder, then graphics, factions, and this is what it's talking about. So at the moment, what it's doing is it's pulling from playerflag2.png, which doesn't exist, and crest player flag 2. Player flag 2 is here. Player flag 2 is here, and crest player flag 2 doesn't exist. So it's pulling, I'm assuming, from a safety net. But I want Nautilus, so I go logo. Player flag 2? No. Logo nautilus.png. I created that myself, so it's over there. In crest, I go crest nautilus. It can be whatever it is as long as you call it the right name. And if you get the wrong name, it will fall back to a backup. So done. Nautilus, crest nautilus. Done. And once that's done and the files are there, you're sorted. You just save, boom, and your faction is done. In the game, you'll have the different names and everything you need. For these pictures, you need a size, for the flag, you want a size of 410 pixels by 256, and for the actual flag, for the crest, you want 256 by 256. And it's that simple. And hopefully you guys can have your own factions now. They're not going to be as nice as the Knights of Nautilus, because those guys are good. Their captain, man, their captain is really, really good. Anyway, I will catch you guys at the next video. Hopefully this was helpful. And yeah, let me know if I can explain anything else. Because when I get asked questions, I usually have a very horde of helpful commenters explain me the answers, and I pass that on to you. So yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope this was useful. I will catch you guys next time. See you then. Bye.